Welcome back to another episode of Mic Check. As anybody who has driven anywhere and seen any sort of advertisement knows that the biggest movie of this year is Avengers Infinity War.
It has all been leading up to this.
Yeah, and to that end, we thought that we would very quickly, because there were so many characters, say whether or not we think a character is safe from death or if they are in jeopardy. So, without further ado, might as well start with the one who started it all, Iron Man.
I'm not in. I'm actually out.
I will say either A or B. A for me, he will be the last one to die because he started the whole thing off, or he'll be the first one to die, and B, the first one to die in part one to manage this chaotic thing that Thanos has.
So you're saying he's in jeopardy?
He's in jeopardy. Yes.
I would also agree that he is in jeopardy.
I got something special for this guy. I'm gonna bust this bunker with the ex-wife.
If Iron Man is in danger, then I will say that War Machine, he's up next, and I will say that he's safe.
Me
if
too.
they were going to kill him off, they would have in Civil War, and they didn't for maybe some reason alone, but he's totally safe in my opinion.
That's what I think. I think that he's going to be totally safe, and I think it's because of the fact that they teased us with that, and there's so many other characters to play with and make more meaningful. Especially if Tony winds up dying, there's no really...
Or Terrence Howard might come back.
There's no emotional element to Rhodey dying. So, Rhodey is safe.
Puny God.
I actually have a very interesting opinion about the Hulk, and I am going to say that he is in jeopardy. Because of the fact that you would think, because of how indestructible, how nearly indestructible he is, he's going to be... He's going to be safe, and there's the whole thing with Bruce, the whole, is he Bruce Banner, is he the Hulk, is he never going to be able to become Bruce Banner again in Thor, that I didn't really know if they were going to go much with, but even if they do, the fact that Bruce Banner is dead, I don't think you could have the Hulk without Bruce Banner, so I think that the Hulk is in jeopardy.
I will actually have to disagree with you on that. I will say that Hulk will be a cheat, Hulk will be a maybe death, and the characters will think that he died, but he'll come back to save the day, and he's safe, in my opinion.
Alright, so Hulk, I suppose, is uncertain.
I will say Thor is safe for me.
I'm just going to go out, and I know I'm kind of hedging my bets here, because I'm just going to say all the main ones are in jeopardy. I do genuinely think that he's going to be in jeopardy. He just lost everything. He has, or as far as we know, when the Guardians find him, we don't know what happened to the ship, we don't know what happened to the Asgardians. I feel that if something did happen with the Asgardians in the same way that T'Challa is protecting Wakanda, Thor is going to need to do every single thing he possibly can in order to defend. So I think that because of that, and because of the fact that he needs to be a noble king, I think that he is going to... I think he is in jeopardy.
The only reason I say he's safe is because he just got his lightning powers, and I think that they're going to do a lot with this.
So Thor's fate for us is uncertain.
Now fight me.
Just based on, I gotta stick with my logic, I think that just because he is such a fan favorite, he is such a crafty villain, and now sort of an anti-hero, just based on that, I think Loki's safe. I don't think they can kill Loki.
Really? Oh, I think that he is in jeopardy. For the fact alone that he can multiply, I think that he will act as Thanos, and they're going to kill Thanos, but they're going to accidentally kill Loki. It'll be
what would be the point of doing that?
It'll be like the self-sacrifice in Thor 2, and it's like, did he die? No, it was kind of comedic. But now I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like he's in jeopardy.
But why would he do that, though? If he knows the Avengers are after Loki,
he needs to redeem himself. He needs to die a villain. I mean, he needs to die. Sorry, he needs to die a hero.
Yeah, but my point is then why would he pretend to be Thanos? That's distracting them from the actual Thanos.
I don't
know if he's going to be on his side.
We'll see.
I guess we'll see. But so
what do you say?
Between the two of us, I mean, I think he's safe. So as far as we're concerned, Loki's fate is uncertain.
I will say that he is in jeopardy.
I do too.
For the fact alone that he'll probably be the last one to die in part 2. If Tony doesn't die, then Cap will.
Yeah, I don't think
protecting
he can keep
Tony,
both of them
maybe?
alive. I think he's going to be protecting Bucky or Falcon. He has a much stronger relationship with
But you
them.
wouldn't see that coming.
I also think that, what is that, a Quicksilver reference? I genuinely think that just because, number one, because of my luck that Captain America is one of my favorite characters ever, and this version of him is really good, I do not have much hope in him surviving.
No.
So as far as we're concerned, Captain America, Steve Rogers, is sadly in jeopardy. We come to Steve's best friend, and I think for being a fan favorite, for going through all the stuff that he's already gone through, and having to lose Steve, I think that by story sense, he would probably actually be safe. Like, I'm less worried about him than I am about Cap.
One thing I will say is that he might be the one to bury Cap if it all comes down to it.
And I do think that if Cap lives, Bucky will probably die. But the thing is, Steve Rogers is done, I feel, and you know what? Bucky's the one who's taking the mantle of Captain America.
Cap basically threw down his shield, and so now he's not Cap anymore. He's just, you know, Steve. And
yeah, so, well, he might become Cap at the end of this. But as far as we're concerned, Bucky Barnes, for now, is safe.
As Bucky is safe too, in my opinion, I feel like Falcon will also be safe as well.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of say in jeopardy, but just for the sake of kind of agreeing with you, I do think he is the most. He's not a super soldier, so between Cap, Bucky, and Falcon, he's the most at risk logically. But I think story-wise, there wouldn't be as much of a point to kill him, unless you just want to kill off a really cool guy. Because I think that everybody loves the character of Wilson, and I think that I really think that he's going to. I really think he's going to survive. Sam will be fine. So as far as we're concerned, Sam Wilson, Falcon is safe. Now we move on to the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think that the thing about them is that they're getting another movie after this, so there's not really going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of story with Gamora and her connection to Thanos, but I think that most of them are safe. Mantis certainly, because she's the least popular.
She could die.
I do think that Rocket and Drax are like big favorites, and they could die. But as a whole, I would say that they're safe.
In the trailer, they showed that little flashback, and so I feel like in the movie, it'll be Gamora's time to shine, and she might sacrifice herself?
I'm going to say, overall, they are safe, but with some conditions.
I will say that they are safe, I agree with you, but if one were to die, I would say Gamora.
So, with a bit of an iffy consensus from us, they, for now...
Groot can't die.
...are safe.
So, in Age of Ultron, we got Vision, one of the better characters, and in my opinion, I feel like that he is probably most likely gonna die.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I'm kind of, maybe Marvel wants to think
even
that,
in part
and
one,
maybe we're playing right into Marvel's hands, like, yes, we want you to think that he's going to. I just don't see how Thanos is going to obtain all the Infinity Stones without diminishing his life force.
We saw him being human, and I feel like in part one that he's gonna be the first one to die.
So for right now, Vision, we are going to say, is deeply in jeopardy. I'm going to say just based on story's sake, given all the people that we've said are in jeopardy, there's got to be one character who's not, and I think that she's going to be someone who's safe.
Yeah.
She's lasted this long. She's sort of gotten very minor development in the two movies that she's been in.
She'll be in trauma with Vision, but she's
I do think because
out.
We think that Vision's going to die, logically, I don't think it's going to be worth it to also sacrifice Scarlet Witch.
She is one of the newer Avengers too, and someone has to survive this, like you said.
Yeah, there's also one of the newer Avengers who has no other ties to other places, like Spider-Man or T'Challa or anybody.
They're not going to mention Quicksilver, hopefully. Her
home is the Avengers core. So for right now, we're going to say that she is safe. Now, going back to one of the original Avengers, we have Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow.
I want to say that she is in jeopardy.
Just to kind of juxtapose you, not because I genuinely think this, I'm just going to say maybe she'll be safe. She is very capable, and I think that capability is going to go a long way with the fact that everybody is fighting. Anybody could die. Theoretically, anybody
I'm not
could die.
sure about this
one. In terms of what they're going to choose to do, I feel like I can't see them choosing to kill off Black Widow over other of the main original Avengers, and she is one of those people.
I will still stand my ground and say that she is in jeopardy.
Yeah. So our consensus then is that her fate is uncertain.
Next on the list, we have the web-slinger himself, Spider-Man, and based on the fact that he has future upcoming sequels, I want to say that he is completely safe.
Even if we didn't know that there were other movies in the future, I think that strategically he is Spider-Man.
Marvel just got Spider-Man.
Yeah, he is Spider-Man. He just got his time, and he's a young kid. There's something about like Infinity War that they probably won't go so far, and I don't think that they'll go
out
that
with the
far.
old, in with the new.
Yep. So Spider-Man definitely, we are saying, is safe. And that brings us to another recently introduced character, T'Challa, Black Panther. I don't think it needs much explanation to know that he is safe.
He'll be safe, most definitely.
He's gonna be safe.
Not only
just because of how important his movie was, not just because of how important his movie was, but how good his movie was, how good of a character he is.
If they kill him off, there will be riots. Maybe not for Spider-Man, but there's going to be like riots down the street.
Yeah, there's no way that they would kill off T'Challa.
Not even any of his crew.
He's also way too competent. He has way too much technology in his suit. He has way too much skill and way too much wisdom.
Yes,
he has too much wisdom.
Wakanda will be probably in the second half of Part 1, maybe a little bit in Part 2, but they're going to, utilize that, but he's completely safe. He and his crew are gonna be safe. Like, I feel like because he has sequels as well, and like, he didn't really get his time to shine, the movie was fine, but he needs to be redeemed, and he'll probably be in mortal danger as we see that he's being, plucked out, or he's being stabbed by that one guy who's like, making him be quiet. I feel like that he'll probably be safe, like Wong, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, I believe that Doctor Strange and Wong, I kind of have a different reason in that they're just kind of very basic, and they're not exactly super interesting, and because of that, there would be no thematic or emotional reason why you'd want to kill them off for either audience sake or for the connection they have with the characters, because they're going to form the connections with the characters in this film, and I don't think that's enough. I don't think it's enough. So Doctor Strange and Wong, we're going to include them both. We believe they are going to be safe. Alright, moving on to someone who he's not in the poster, he's one of the original Avengers, and he's someone that I am very split on, so I'll let you go first with this.
I will say that these two characters we're going to be talking about, they are in the movie. I feel like they are definitely in the movie.
Yeah, and even if they're not, they're going to be in Part 2, so we might as well talk about them, because we're talking about both movies.
Hawkeye, I do feel like that he will be in jeopardy, if I'm going to be honest. Only based on the fact that he has a family, we got to know him in Age of Ultron, and if Black Widow does survive, then I feel like that he will probably die.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have to... I wouldn't be surprised if he survived, but I think I'll agree with you with this one, just that he will be in jeopardy. Because of the fact that he's not one of the most interesting characters, but he is one of the originals. He's someone who has worked so hard to try not to get back in it, has gone back in it, tried to be with the family, and gone so much, and it's been such an iffy thing that if he does survive, it'll be very lucky for him, but if he doesn't, that indecision is what's going to cost him, is what's going to cost him his life, is that indecision. So, for now, we both think that Hawkeye is definitely in jeopardy.
This last character we're going to talk about is one of the smallest characters, or one of the biggest, you decide, in the MCU that I feel like, because his movie's coming up right after, and they showed a trailer like coming up after Civil War, he's probably going to be safe, in my opinion, most likely, even in Part 2.
I think for the entire way through, he's going to be. He's got enough of a following by fans, but he's not interesting enough to just your average fan that he's going to be fine.
He's going to be fine.
Ant-Man will be fine. Yeah. He'll figure out something to do by the end of the movie, and he will be fine. So we believe that Ant-Man will be safe. So that's our reactions. So that's who we think we're going to be safe and who we think are going to be in jeopardy. And as usual, before you go see Infinity War, and even after you go see Infinity War, check in with us. Thanks for watching.